Matt, Avengers has now got a next-gen update, which came this week with the Square Enix event and Hawkeye, who everybody was crying out to use.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Especially in his jeans and t-shirt, everyone's been really excited for that, haven't they?
I can't get my head around it. But at least Black Panther was announced, which is kind of cool. But for now, our attention turns to the next-gen version of Avengers.
This has been long promised, hasn't it? But it took a while to get here in the end.
It has. And just a bit of a refresher before we jump on to the next-gen stuff. This is last-gen. So it's a bit all over the place on the One S. It can drop as low as like 20, the FPS. Still not great on the platform. The One X, mostly all right in 4K mode. It dropped to 29, 28 every so often. And then it get between 30 and 55-ish on the performance mode.
So not quite that rocksteady 60, but...
Speaking of rocksteady 60, though, here is the Series X in performance mode and the Series X in quality mode.
Oh, so that's just a straight line, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah, it's like, usually it's all over the place, but no. And it's also worth pointing out that the quality mode is 4K, native, and performance mode is dynamic.
So that's sort of adjusting to make sure it stays at 60, isn't it?
Exactly. But as we can see, right, 1S looks like ass. But we put it in just for a few shots at the beginning to kind of prove that point. 1X in this is 4K mode in the middle looks decent versus quality mode on the right, which looks wonderful.
It really does. It's all about the foliage, isn't it? Like, it's that real detail on like the foliage right at the back. I wouldn't expect that much of a difference. That's such a big difference.
This is a different one. So the performance mode on the One X looks like ass, but performance on the Series X looks pretty good. Yeah. But we'll get to that in a minute. But so now like you can see the lighting's a little bit different, a lot different actually, and the reflections on quality mode, which we'll see throughout.
Okay.
But it's just the One S looks awful. But
it really does. It's not good, is it?
No, it's not. But yeah, the quality mode is fantastic. But it's 30 FPS. But we'll get to quality versus performance in a minute. But here, look at the reflections.
The
one in quality
are good.
mode. Yeah, the one in quality mode, you can actually see the proper reflections. Whereas in performance and 4K on the One X, they're kind of baked in reflections.
Yeah.
Can you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can. It's the actual proper. It's reflecting what's in the scene as opposed to just like like you say, baked in.
And also, can you see the light here? There's no light on the One X, which
I
found quite amusing.
That is quite funny. There's still bugs then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was a graphical bug or I don't know, but again, more reflections, real-time reflections as opposed to baked in and handcrafted reflections, which is kind of cool.
It's really cool.
Bring attention to this weird kind of artifact and bug, especially on quality mode. Can you see it around his character in the middle?
Yeah, that's really bizarre, actually.
And it kind of does it a little bit on the One X, but not on performance mode. Actually, does it a little bit on performance mode. So, it was a weird bug that I noticed, which isn't great, to be honest. This is meant to be a next-gen version of the game, and you're seeing those kind of bugs, I guess, graphical glitches.
It's not what you're hoping for, is it, from, these super powerful consoles?
I've been quite disappointed so far, because I'm actually quite disappointed in this, because they've either done a really good version of the One X, or like the Series X version isn't that good. Do you see my point?
I guess it's difficult at this point, though, isn't it? Because these are all last-gen games that are getting upgrades rather than being built just for the system. So it's going to look a bit better, but I guess we're not really going to start seeing that jump in power until we start getting stuff that has ditched Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah, but what we missed there in a couple of shots was 60 FPS cape movement on Thor in performance mode.
Incredible. I'm sorry that we missed it.
Pretty fantastic. But yeah, like even watching this in 4K, there aren't a massive amount of differences. It's the lighting mostly, as opposed to the actual detail and textures.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that, isn't there? It looks a little bit more natural than on the One X, and they've definitely changed it up for better or for worse.
Could you tell the difference between the performance and the 4K mode? Like dynamic and native. Like I genuinely couldn't tell the difference. So maybe it's only dynamic when in moments like this.
where it needs to sort of like drop the resolution in order to keep the frame rate there. Yeah, I guess it probably can run like a static scene like that at 60 without dropping too much of the resolution.
And so being native. So maybe it's probably mostly 4K until it gets into the super action sequences.
Yeah, because when you got like lasers and shit flying around here, don't you? That would drop it, you'd assume.
So the takeaways from this, it still looks like ass on the 1S and performs like ass. If you are playing it on the next gen, for some bizarre reason, because the gameplay is still very repetitive, but it's alright, it's kind of fun. You should definitely play it on performance mode. The 60 FPS is great, and it still looks pretty good. So
you're not losing much. Yeah.
No. But yeah, mate, that's out to download now if you want to play it. I'm still not sure why you would. I enjoyed it, but like the game still has fundamental issues. But it's a 60 FPS now, 4K dynamic.
You're forgetting about Hawkeye though, Dan. Hawkeye.
On Hawkeye. Yeah, and it's also worth saying that I've tested it on the PlayStation as well. Looks exactly the same as the Series X.
Nice.
And the same with the PS4. That performs a little bit like ass as well. But yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.